Hello everyone. Do we have audio? Hello everyone. Hello Nyan. Do we have audio? Also, I hope the music is not playing on stream. It's not supposed to play. Let me see. Audio fine. No music. Good. Good. How are you doing everyone? There is audio, but is there music? Please tell me there is no music. Okay. Because the music will get me in trouble. We have audio. Awesome. No music. Okay, good. Then I will only hear things nobody else can hear. That is good. Maybe one day we can look into if there is possible to have some music on these streams. But for now, no, because we don't want YouTube to cut us while we are live. Anyway, cuties, how is everyone doing? Happy Friday. Today, yes, VTuber Tech Tuesday. We will continue working on Vinyan, and I think we will actually finish our new Spout2 camera system. It's almost done. Almost done. Yes. Oh, but let me say hi to all of you first, okay? Let me scroll up. Hello, Fusi. Hello, Arsi. Hello, McDidlit. Hello, Lum. Hello, Gay-Boy. Hello, Joso. Hello, Cinnamon. Ow. Hello. Who did I not say hello yet? Hello, Daddy. Hello, everyone else as well. How are you doing, cuties? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope everyone is well today. Did your week go well? Hope it did. Hello, Nyan. hello, Nyan. So, I've been coding a little bit of Vinyan off stream since last week. The Spout camera is basically operational. I did a small prototype of it earlier this week. So what we need to do today is finish it. So make it save things and load things and stuff like that. And then we can work on something else on Vinyan. Hello, Bellonar. How are you doing, Nyan? Hello, Nyan as well. Hello, Nyan. Did not hear anything from the reflex test. Oh, no. I think I forgot to change the audio. Okay, it's probably not gonna work then correctly. Output device is wrong. If I change my output device now to virtual audio cable, I don't think Vinyan's gonna change the output, right? Spot camera gonna be so good. Yes, it will. Hello, DJ Sipian. Hello. Yeah, it will be amazing. It will be amazing. Which Sorrel album are you listening to? I'm not listening to Sorrel actually. I'm playing my usual Winamp playlist right now actually. Tail camera when. I mean, we were talking about toe camera, were we not? Lizard. Did that play audio? I saw the VPA thingy go up. Maybe it did play the lizard sound. Maybe Windows 11 actually changes the audio. Did play. Okay, so I'm guessing there is something positive to Windows 11. You can change the audio and it actually applies to the app that is running. Windows 10 didn't do this. You actually had to restart the app if you change the audio device, at least when it came to Vinyan. Anyway. Should we get started? Yeah, guys, what I want to do going forward at some point, I want to redesign this room setup. And I want to do it so that when I'm working on something, I can still have the 3D world, but then I'll have the monitor capture between my avatar and the world. This is one use case where I'm going to be using the upcoming Spout camera system. Some still need restarting at some point. Oh, yeah, Vinyan used to need that in Windows 10, but apparently not in Windows 11 then. But it is what it is. Lizard herd, yes. Anyway, since we don't have Fall Cats yet operational in YouTube, would you guys like to go work on Vinyan then? Let me just open my drink. Cheers, everyone, by the way. Okay, now let's see if this works. We're gonna go to the game screen. And I have no idea what it's going to show. Maybe it shows a monitor, maybe it doesn't. My music is gone. That's at least something I noticed. Where is How's the Nyan? Nyan is good. Give me a second, chat. Seems like my screen capture is also gone. Monitor capture. Device not connected. There we go. And my music is gone. Oh no. Can I add it here? Let me find that. It's what is it called even? It's a audio input capture. Add existing, and I should have music here. I don't have music here. What the fuck? What is it then? If it's not a microphone, is it a audio output capture? It is music. Now let me make sure this is only monitor only. And you still can't hear music, right, chat? I hope so. Anyway, shall we get started? If we can't have nice things, squads redeem, nobody can. Oh no, what we drinking today? I'm having some Pepsi and some beer and stuff. I will probably be bringing some of these redeems here once we implement a system we can use. Crowd control is not viable for these uses because it's you need to actually buy the coins, and we can't have set how much you can claim because I use the free one. So we'll have to implement our own loyalty point system, I think, which is fine. Or I could look if we could use Botrix or Stream Elements to pull that off. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna implement it in Vinian. Yes, but first we need to finish the camera system, and then we can look if we could implement some date-time comparison nodes for Vinian. And then by using those, we could implement a loyalty point system. Yes. Might just record the squads movement and make CC redeem that just plays 10 squads as an animation. That could be an idea. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding, obviously. I'm obviously kidding. I do need the exercise, so no slacking off like that. Anyway, let me show you what we got so far for the system chat. So we still don't have a button to bring this visible, so I'm going to have to manually go click it on here. Spout2 panel. It does look like this now. So we got the spout source name here, we got resolution settings, we got the focal length setting, then you can link it to main camera, then you can select the layers to render. You can either manually type the position or click the button to copy the camera position. Can I earn disloyalty points for my sudden yet inevitable betrayal? What? Oh no. Oh no. Now, but if we manage to make the system, then maybe we'll do like a way to gamble them away or something. No, I don't know. I'll have to see. Anyway, let's click play and see what happens. And I can show you how this thingy works so far. So, let's get the port away. So we got a thingy. If you click add spout camera, it adds test camera source with a specific resolution, specific focal length, and currently it's set to render everything. Right. Let me see if we got got one camera here. Let me see what that is. That is a, what is that? That is, the heck is that? That is a physical camera, is it not? Okay, that's not the kind of camera I need here, so I'll remove that one. But we need to add, oh, hello Sky, how are you doing? Let's load an avatar first so we can actually see if something shows up. Okay, we got an avatar there now, like so. And we have a spout camera source named camera 1. Now I'm going to add it to my OBS setup. So let's go, where is it? Spout capture. And we're gonna call this Vinian camera 1. Okay, create. No, this is wrong one. Test camera. And then we need to set it to pre-multiplied alpha. And oh, it's actually 4K resolution. That's why it's slightly big. So let me make that slightly smaller. So we can put this somewhere in here. So 4K resolution, image scaled down now, like so, right? Wow. Now we have set it to render avatar. Now let me load a world there and we can see how this operates then. So I'm gonna load, let's load the Nyancast world. This will make the character a bit overbright because there's certain special settings we need. Now, as you can see, it's currently linked to the main camera. So you will basically see the same image you would see in Unity down there, right? But now we can do things like we could click off the avatar. So now we do not render the avatar in the camera at all. Or we could just render the avatar without the world, like so. So what you could do with this is like a lot of various things. Like there are so many uses for this that I can't even think of everything. But okay, sure, you guys wanted like a tail camera, so you could most definitely have like a tail camera there, like so. Oh, hello, Feridim. How are you doing, cutie? You could also have like a feet camera if you wanted to, like so. Or alternatively, you could do what I was planning, which is basically overlaying two of these systems. So in my case, what I would probably do is I would create two of these identical cameras. Let's say we have this camera here, like so, and it's linked to avatar, and it currently renders only these things. Now I add another source here, and I set that to render only the world, right? Now if I was to add this then to the Unity setup, give me just a second. Let's call this Vinian camera 2, and this is gonna be set to the test camera 2, and then we scale it down as well. We want it to be the same size as that camera, which is, I don't actually know what size it is supposed to be. Let me move this on top. Okay, maybe it's easier to scale this to the same size. Okay, so now we would have two cameras overlaying each other, right? Both linked to the head. Now, obviously, this world is not best suited for this because we have like item or some objects that are in front of our avatar. But if you were using this, you would likely make a world that basically works only as a background for you, right? And then you could have your avatar show in front. Like we could have it like this, right? And now what we could also do here is we could put something in between. Let me add just something. There is like a color, right? Wasn't there like a color? Game capture color source. We'll just add like a green color now. Oh God. Let's put it like this. Now let's imagine this green color was like a monitor capture or something. We could put it here between. So basically what you could do with this is you could have your capture there taking some part of the screen, and then you could still control this like so, and that capture would remain there. And then you could obviously change this green part in the screen to use any kind of like shader or transform or anything to make it look nice. We're gonna end up having to do live style splitting of foreground and background, or just use props for foreground. I mean, you could do it like that if you wanted really to have a foreground there. Yes. But if you don't need foreground, this is a very good way to do stuff. Like I was thinking this kind of thingy for when I'm streaming marbles, for example, that I would have the marbles show up in a, basically something like this. And then I would have the room set up as a background, and I could still vibe out in the world quite nicely with that, right? So that is just one thing you could do with this system, obviously. There's, of course, endless possibilities again. Now, of course, our layer selection is just slightly limited right now. Like, you don't have like a free way to completely choose the layer numbers or even add custom layers. So that is a small limitation with this. So I guess, I don't know if maybe eventually we need to create a layer called world2 that you could use for the foreground images. Then you could combine 3 layers. But right now you can just use like custom objects as the third one. So that's gonna work just fine. Yes. And you can then put the custom object layer in front of everything if you want to really do it like that. But again, up to you, chat. Now, of course, you have to keep in mind each layer requires rendering and post-processing. So the more of these cameras you have, the more resources you need. But I can tell you that 1590 is definitely enough to run multiple, maybe like 3 cameras absolutely without issues. I would imagine up to 10 cameras without any issues, most likely. Depends on how complex your avatar is and whether you have a world rendered in all those views. Now, what we do not yet have is we do not have the delete button, and we do not yet save these. Also, the search is not working yet either. So we still have a couple features to work out today. I don't know if you need the search. I might just remove the search, because if you have so many cameras that you need the search, then you probably have too many cameras there. So I might just get rid of the search to cut down some development speed, and we can add it later if there is a need to add it. And then we'll just do the saving, loading, and removal of cameras today, probably. And then this feature is basically going to be ready then. Yes. So I think what we should probably start with is a way to save this data. CRUD interface. What is a CRUD interface? Someone will do 69 cameras just because. Well, someone will probably do that, but it is what it is. Yeah. Someone will probably do that, but create, read, update, delete. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so for now we're just gonna hide this this input field like so. Nice. And we'll add it a staple of REST API. Well, yeah, it will be like that. Oh gosh, my head. Yeah. Anyway, we want to save this. So how do we do that? We need to go to our UI manager, I think, and find the part where we save settings, which is a real mess right now. I want to refactor a lot of parts of this app at some point, because I don't tend to code total mess these days. So this makes me feel like it is a total mess. Sadly. Anyway, we have the settings here. So we go to the settings, and we need to add something to the settings. Now, let's see. We have props here somewhere, I think. We can probably use those as an example. Props. Where is this defined? Here. Okay. So we're going to do something like this. Can you guys see the code? You probably can. Should be big enough font. So we're going to make a public list, and it's going to be Vinian Spout2 camera. And we call it Spout2 cameras. Like so. And I think we will create this on Now let me think about this for a second. When we load it, I think we want to initialize it. Yeah, we want to initialize it with a new list. We will need to implement this this class though. So let's go find where we implement this one here. So we're gonna make a new one, public class. This one like so, oops, like so, and then we want it to be serializable as well. Not sure if we need to specify it for this, to be honest, since we have it for the main thing. Hello, Vulcan. How are you doing, Nyan? Hello, hello, Nyan. Hope you're well, Nyan. Oh, you're well. That's lovely. That is lovely. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm still not quite happy with this chat overlay we have here at the moment. I should add some kind of semi-see-through background to it, I suppose. Or put it somewhere else. No, actually, right, I was supposed to add a sideways chat. I forgot. I've been too busy week. It has been lifesaver for my VTubing. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. We will hopefully get a new version soon. This Spout camera system is one of the main features for the next release, and I will probably still add a couple things for it before we push a release button. This time we will probably go through our usual alpha testing of a couple days or something. So we'll have to see how that's gonna go. Or the beta testing, right? We have the kind of semi-public beta for Vinian. I haven't done that since last year because we were very busy with the previous release. So that was, I think that was that a node graph? No, that was something else. Anyway, what do we need for our camera? We need a public string, which is gonna be the source name. We needed a width, height. We need the focal length. Float focal length. What else did we have there? We had the link to camera. Hello, how are you doing? How are you? Comfy teacher. I mean. I've recently, I don't know if I mentioned, I've recently been watching this one live stream on YouTube that keeps popping up on my timeline. They're teaching like the basics of programming. Some Finnish university is doing that. I don't know why I'm watching. It's not like I could learn anything new there, since they're going like very basic Java coding. But it made me wonder, what if I actually started doing like some basic how to program lections on YouTube as a stream or something. Would you guys be interested in something like that? I don't know if I could do that, but like considering the level of teachers in many of these universities, I think I could pull that off more than easily with like 30 plus years of programming knowledge. I could probably teach you guys the basics of I don't know what. Java? No, not Java. Probably C#. I'm too rusty probably to teach you guys C++. I haven't touched that in many years now, but I used to go to 𝐒𝐿𝐻 online on those. What other settings do we have there for this? Let's see. And now I did hide the settings. So link to camera, then we had the layers, then position rotation. How about cuteness lessons? What do you mean? Okay, let's put here public bool link to camera. Then we will have public bool layer avatar, layer world, layer custom object. Then we had the position. Do we put the Do we save a quaternion or do we save a do we save a vector or a quaternion? We have a vector here basically when we set the stuff, but when we load it up, we were to save these values, but how is it set currently? I totally forgotten already. Let's take a look at the, where is it? Camera window. So when we update the transform, what happens? We are setting quaternion from the Euler angles, which would indicate that we have the value in a quaternion. We could save it to Euler's. So, but copy paste from camera positioning code easy. Yeah, we do have that actually already. We have a way to copy paste it, but I'm mainly wondering what happens when we select it. Do we convert it from quaternion there or here? Let's see. Rotation, original rotation. Oh, the original rotation is a quaternion. What? This is wrong. We can't do it like this. We cannot do it like this. What the fuck? Well, good thing I started wondering this. We have a bug in here. Okay. So if we are storing the original rotation in quaternion, then quaternion is what we will save. Yes. There might be some slight difference there, right? When we do this conversion between Euler's and quaternion, all the floating point errors and what have you, that may cause issues. The number may also change completely if it goes around a certain point. Because when we are playing around with using a vector tree for rotation, we can hit a gimbal lock, but we're unlikely hitting that with a quaternion. So sometimes when we convert back and forth, we get different numbers, but I suppose it shouldn't really matter too much in this case. We'll see. We will see. Most people will be just clicking the button anyway to copy the thingy rather than editing those values manually. So I will just make it a quaternion then. Rotation. That was probably everything we needed, right? Source name, width, height, focal length, link, then the layers, positions, rotations. Yeah. I think that was all we needed. Let me double check still. Later on, we may add some additions here, like a way to potentially attach a camera to a bone, because something that people have been requesting is a way to make this like first-person camera. I know certain VTubers want to show the view from their avatar's head or something, and I mean, I guess in a way that could be potentially cool if you are in a world to see what you're doing. I can see that being an interesting thing to do. But I guess attaching these cameras to any game objects is something we'll add later. Although now I do wonder what would be the best way to do that. We could have a game object link, but that would require offsets. Okay, so maybe we'll do it so that when we have it linked to an object, these fields actually work as offset values. So then you could link it to your head bone, and then you would need to add certain offsets to move the camera slightly outside of the avatar's face, so it doesn't see the back faces. Would I have use for a first-person camera in my setup? My room setup is basically empty behind the camera, so not much to look there. But maybe if I redesign my camera setup, it could have something going on there. We used to have like a cat dancing on the background with the like a bit icon on top of its head for the max like monthly leaderboard leader for the bit donations. Maybe we could have the cats bouncing on the behind the camera that would be only visible in the first person camera or something cursed. Something. Anyway, we need a save function. So that needs to basically read the data from each of these cameras, store it to the temporary model, which will be saved, and then we need the same thing for loading it. So we load the model and apply it for each camera. Yes, let us do that. So, what do we do now? We need to find this. Wait, why do we have this twice? Why is it finding it twice? What? Why does it say 2 references? Or is it because it's... Oh, it's because it's creating a new list. Aha. That's so foolish. Why does it do it like that? Anyway, we're going to need to find the save config again. Save up settings, save settings. And here, somewhere in here, we want to do it. Okay, here's the props. I think we'll add it after the props. Do you look at top chat or live chat? Because I feel shadow banned already. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Okay, it's on live chat now. God damn it. It defaults to the... Actually, let me swap it to the other chat function. Yes, this is a better chat. Yeah, I have this this multicast plugin that I'm actually using. We're not multicasting today, but this one actually shows the chat better. YouTube's own chat is really bad. It always defaults to the top chat, which is just... I think the chat is broken at times. It is. I tried to type a message in one of my windows where the chat was, and it didn't show it in the other. So I have no idea how it works. YouTube's streaming experience is, let's just say, less than optimal. There's some improvements they could easily do if they actually, like, I don't know, listen to people streaming on the platform. But trying to send this for the 3rd time. If you copy spaghetti code, is that copy pasta then? I don't know, Lucy. Wait, you're trying to send it for the 3rd time? Oh no. That is odd. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to mark on Blue Sky that we're live. Let me see, can I do that? I think it allows it, right? Let's see. Yeah, Blue Sky has this feature to mark yourself as live these days. I think we could probably add a Pinion integration to toggle that on. But they don't support YouTube. Only Streamplays, Bluecast, and Twitch. Well, fuck that. I will not use it then. YouTube chat is always what it is. It is. I think it only really works for like HoloLive that have so many people in chat anyway that they won't be able to read the messages and just react to, like, I don't know. But if it copies fusilli code, there are many types of pasta. Oh no. Oh no, nyan. Where was I? Here. Okay, so we'll start by initializing the list. So settings, Spout2 cameras is a new list. Yes. And then we will need to do a thingy. Are we able to access the list of cameras from the camera system actually? Because we need that for the saving. It's a private list. To be honest, I would like to have access to this. We could, of course, make it a... I would make a function to return it, but I could also just make it public. Should I make it a public one? What if I'll just make it like... I'll just make it like so. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And then we go UI manager. Indian Spout2 camera. Yes. And now we go through for each var_c in Spout2 camera system get instance cameras, and then we'll have to write this part. So let's see, what do we need? No, that's not a camera. What is it called then? Camera list. Yes. You don't see all messages if you are in top only. Yeah, I noticed that. So now I'm using the 𝐼𝐻𝐻 multicasting, which shows actually all the messages, but it only shows when it's live. So I'm guessing they use the API or something. Or I don't know. I have no idea what it is. Actually, I wonder what they do use. Then again, we do read the chat in Vinian as well. And it's responsive. Okay, so let's start with the source name. We're going to set that to c dot what? Equals to string what? Why does it not give me... I think my intelligence is broken. What is this even? Object. What do you mean an object? Camera O is wrong. Spout2 cameras, not camera list. I wonder what the heck. Okay, another try. Okay, let's see what we can get. Now we can get the... This is the Spout2 camera. Can we get the source? No. But we could get it from Spout output name. Okay, we'll use that one for now. Hello, Bjorn. How are you doing, cutie? Welcome back. Hope you're doing good today, Nyan. Still waking up over here. Oh, good meowing. Hope you slept well. Yeah, it's Friday here. Suvi is doing pretty good, actually. I think it's my burger day today, so I'm gonna order a burger after the stream, most likely, and then still got a raid, but we'll see. Anyway, we need to set the camera width, and how we do this is, what do we actually have defined here? I think we don't really have ways to read values from the camera currently. Active texture, allow HDR. Camera type. No, this is wrong one. It's a Spout2 camera, right? I think we will have to make some of these values actually readable. So let's find the Spout2 camera and see what it actually stores. So we do have a resolution. That's the one we need to use. Original focal length, original rotation. Yes. And the name is, okay, we found the name already. Yes. So cam.resolution.width, no, x. Yes. And height is resolution.y. Then we got the focal length is going to be set to the original focal length, right? Yes. Why is it called original, if anyone wondering, is because I plan to make it overridable. So we'll be able to create a different nodes to control some of these spout cameras on the fly. Hello, Nikodaya, how are you doing? Nyan. Welcome, Nyan. made of cotton candy. How come? Debating a sub sandwich, pork or pizza or sushi for this week. Oh, that's fancy. Sushi actually sounds kind of nice too. But the thing is, I don't want to order sushi because the delivery guys always, I don't know what they do. But it looks like the sushi's been through a blender when it finally arrives here. So usually if I'm having sushi, I'm like heading out to a sushi place to pick it up myself or eating there. Because the delivery guys, I mean, there's snow and there's ice. Maybe they went flying and that's why it looks like it went through a blender. But could try the sushi posted. Was it the one with the salt cracker? That sounds like kind of cursed, to be honest. Okay, so source name, width, height, focal length, link to camera. Equals link to main camera. Then we have the layer avatar equals is no. Avatar is avatar rendering enabled. That's a function, right? Yes. And layer world equals same thingy, and then layer custom object equals that one. And then we need the positions and rotation. So position equals original position and rotation equals original rotation. I think that's all the values we need to set, right? So with this, our save function should in fact save the cameras. Dumb sandwich is recommended by the bottom folks. Oh no. Oh no, Nyan. Cheers, by the way, everyone. Oh, hello, Jarno. Is this a YouTube stream? Yes, it is. Hello, Nyan. Yeah, the VTuber Tech Fridays are now YouTube streams instead of Twitch streams. So I will do them on YouTube. I wanted to do them in a little bit more casual manner. And since Twitch was playing around with the view counts on how they calculate the view counts, I don't want the added pressure of, struggling there and having it affect my main channel. And I don't want to roll a new channel. I don't want to reward Twitch for their shitty behavior by offering my content to them. So we'll just do it directly to YouTube now. So the announcement's open. Twitch was like, yeah. Yeah, I try to include the YouTube link in the announcements, but I don't know, maybe I should use the YouTube alerts channel instead of the stream. But then again, this is a stream alert. I don't know. It is what it is, Nyan. But yeah, they are anyway now on YouTube. And, I try to add some content to my YouTube channel because it's been dead for like a year or two now. So slight revitalization and hopefully the Nyancast episode 1 soon as well. I haven't decided yet when I'm going to release it. I have it edited. I just need to upload it. The link is there, just link it. Okay. I wonder how many actually did the same thing. Oh no. Oh no, Nyan. It's likely gonna take a moment. Cat ears are lovable. Oh, fuck, Nyan. Okay, so we are now saving the values. Now we need to wait to load them. So let's go to the load settings and go to definition and then somewhere down we go. Yeah, this loading could actually be made to look less of a pain. Hello, Silent. How are you doing, cutie? Hope your day's been going. Hello. Oh, chat. You recommended me to try out the Star Trek Voyager game, right? Holy crap. Once I got home from work, I've been playing it non-stop. It's so effing good. I love it. I absolutely love it. It must be one of the best Star Trek games I have ever played. By the way, I can highly recommend it to anyone that likes resource management and Star Trek. It's basically it's the Star Trek Voyager story with some procedurally generated sectors and so on. And then you do like the main story, and there's like additional quests you can also do, and you manage your ship, you clear broken rooms and build new rooms there, and house your people there, and build biolabs and farms and crew quarters, and upgrade the ship as you go. And it's amazing. Part of it reminds me from that one Fallout Shelter game where you build those thingies, but on the other hand, it also kind of reminds me of XCOM, the base building in that. But there's also like you can go have war, shoot down ships and stuff, and lots of options, and what you do affects the story as you go forward, and it's really good. It's really good. NFS Unbound right now, finished Kern yesterday. Oh, Påkenyan. Too bad I'm not that into Star Trek. Oh, I absolutely love Voyager and Deep Space Nine. So, very, very lovely game. Anyway, let's add our camera loader in this part, I would say. So we'll start by checking if settings dot Spout2 cameras is not null. What does it offer us? Just some random shit. We don't do it like that. So we loop through each camera in this thing. And then we call the Spout2 camera system dot get instance. And then we call the add camera. And then we start adding values here. I'm trying to look, but we don't have the source name here, do we? No, we do. Okay. So let's fill in the values. So width, cam.height, cam.source name. Let me actually make this better. Like so. Then we got the, what do we have? Link to main camera. After that, we needed the position, cam.rotation, focal length. Then we got the avatar, world, and custom object. Yeah. And that should load the camera. Maybe, potentially. Why did they go with a day one DLC that actually adds missions? It's a deluxe edition. So I think a DLC in this case is a simple way to create a deluxe edition on Steam. So like how companies create deluxe editions or some kind of like a higher tier thingy that brings some additional stuff. So I think that's how it works. A DLC is one way to pull it off, I guess. I don't actually know how those editions are usually done. Are they done as a DLCs or are they done some other way? Additional money? Well, yeah, true. Okay. I think now what we need to do is test this out, chat. Let's see if it saves and if it loads. And then if everything works, then we need to add a button for this menu. So we can actually bring it visible. Okay, save. Play. Okay, now we're gonna add, let's add 2 cameras. call it like so. And then we're gonna shut down the app, and then we're gonna start it again and see if it actually loads the thing. Did we get any errors? We got some, but they're only those socket errors, so nothing to worry. Crimson Desert has no microtransactions as the developers want it to be a premium experience. Jan. Okay, we got some errors, but what errors are they? Not just sockets, okay. And the settings loaded, chat. Now, of course, I only tested the name field. Let's make this render only the world with something like this, and we'll put the focal length to like 100 or so. And let's set this to 0 as well. Or we'll move the camera somewhere and copy it like so. Okay. And now let's try again. Make sure every field is saved. And looks like the values did in fact save, chat. Yes. That means our saving and loading code is working. So what we need to still add to this UI is the delete button. And then we are going to need a Spout2 camera button somewhere. Can one button fit that much text? Should we just make it cameras? Oh, it needs to have the Spout2 in it. Long-time player of BDO, how Crimson compared. I have only played BDO once and I absolutely hated it, but that was when it came out. I felt the combat system was too active to my liking. Character was bouncing around. Saved what saved? Okay, now, how do we get the delete button working? Where is the delete button? It's here, okay. Currently it does nothing, so we're gonna need to link it to camera position saved. Yes, they did. Yeah, well, the thing is, I tried BDO when Guild Wars 2 was doing very bad and I was trying to find an alternative game. So, you know, if I was looking for a better PvP kind of experience, that game didn't quite got it. But it is what it is. Anyway, we're gonna need a function to delete the thingy. So I guess we are gonna add here a button. Public void delete Spout2 camera. And now this should check if we have the selected item. And then I'm not gonna do it like this, but we're gonna do it a little bit this way. This part is not correct. So, how do we remove it from here? Now just do Valheim for more PvE experience. Oh, I haven't played Valheim in a long time. Kind of wanna try it again. We got quite far when I was playing it with our community. Okay, so we have the spout camera items, which are like buttons. And our current item is that. So we want to remove this from the list, obviously. So Spout2 camera items, remove selected item. Okay, so that should remove that one. But now we still do have a lot of other stuff. We have the button and then we have the object, but how should we do this actually? The button we can most definitely destroy. That's not the correct one. Selected item, UI button. Game object needs to be destroyed. Okay, so with this we remove the button, but we still need to remove the actual object. And I want to do that with the Spout2 camera system. And do we do it directly? No. I think we need a function to do it. Delete camera. And then we call the Spout2 camera like so. So we let the camera system remove the camera from its own list, and then the UI removes the UI button. Is there something? It doesn't generate anything else, I think. They claim native 4K 60 FPS on PS5 Pro on PC, same without relying on FPS. Oh, is that for the video? Interesting. 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 Like the more active combat. I mean, video had a pretty decent active combat, but in my opinion, it didn't quite compare with Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars, there is not really beating. A Crimson Desert, is that somehow different from video? But yeah, it was too like you had those button combos. That's my like issue. I can't handle button combos. Same reason why I don't like playing any like fight games, because I just never remember what buttons to press. I like the thing in Guild Wars. You have 9 buttons or something you press, and that's it. Or how many buttons is it? Is it 9? I think it's 9 or so. 9 or 10. And then, depending on class, you may have a couple extra buttons to play. Wait, is my Vinion still connected to YouTube? It is, okay. We haven't had the blobs fall down when people send the first chat messages today, I think. I need to look into my YouTube integration at some point on my setup, I think. But we have spent an hour. Let's try to finish this feature so we maybe have time to start working on some date components. Because once we have date components, we can implement a loyalty point system for YouTube. That's why I play mostly white mage. Really? I play machinist. Clicking on those buttons reminds you of some kind of, I don't know. You need good EDM because you're smashing buttons with both fingers. There's too many buttons to click very quickly. or then I play a dancer and then it's like a DDR, literally. Oh, you should, Silent, you should. It's fun. Okay, let's create this delete camera function and see what we can do with it. So we want to remove it from this list of Spout cameras. So Spout2 cameras, remove Spout camera. And then we want to remove or destroy. Do we need to do something with the render texture? If we do need to do something, it needs to be in the destroy function of that. So this should be enough. So let's go here and see. So we have the create render texture. I think we need to do a public void on destroy. And then we'll want to add this one there. that should release our render texture if we have it. So it will not leak memory, although I think Unity might already internally call the release on this, potentially. Who knows? Anyway, save. And then save. Okay. Let's go test out if the removal of those thingies works. If it does, then we just need a button to show this window, I think, and prevent certain hotkeys triggering when we're typing on the input fields. Okay, now I'm going to click the delete button. Delete. Nothing happened because we did not assign it, right? Yeah, we did not assign it, so let's do that. Let's assign it here, and what we need to call is delete spout camera, and then let's see if it deletes itself. Delete. Okay. One deleted. Now let's restart it and see if it's gone. Oh, geez. How are you doing, Six, by the way? Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Hello, hello. Okay, and the camera is gone. Awesome. Now we need to actually do the function assignment so it remains. So we shall do that. Make that call the delete. Who do you call Ghostbusters? No, not really, Nyan. Okay, we need a button, chat. Now I'm looking at these buttons we have here, and we have a lot of dynamic buttons that... Oh, hello, agent. Hello, Nyan. How are you doing? You found your way here. Hello, Nyan. You are working on Vinyan's Spout2 camera system currently. To be honest, if I find cheese when I'm looking for snacks, I usually grab the cheese. Okay, so now we need a button to toggle on this window. So let's hide this one first and figure out where we're gonna put the button. So we do have Vinyan net button here. It's always visible, I think. And then we have the crowd control button, which is not always visible. So what we do want to do is we want to move the crowd control button down a bit. And we want to change this into Spout2 button. We make it always visible. And then the text is gonna say Spout2 cameras. Still long. What do we call this system? Spout2 cam? I want to make these buttons wider. Pain Pego. And I do want to have an image for it. Also, how big is the difference? 46, 81. I need to use a calculator. 481 minus what? 446. 35, okay. So we put here minus 35. Okay. Some image is needed. UI icon. This is wrong place. Where's our other button icons? Here. What icon do we use for a camera? So we need emotes quickly. Oh no. Was prettifying the console logs of the Twitch extension. Been working the side on this. Oh, nice. Oh, Agent, do you actually have like a YouTube support for marbles? Or probably no Kick support. That I'm almost 100% certain. Because I've been debating, it would be lovely to sometimes stream some games actually on these other platforms as well. Now we have support for this in Venian. We could always send like a join message through WebSocket, but that would require some way for a game to recognize a WebSocket. And I think that wouldn't work with like a monetization scheme too well. Pity, would be lovely though. Do we use the crosshair for this? What would be an icon for a camera? A camera would be best, but we don't have a camera icon. I don't want to go draw anything right now either. There is a lock, potions, a radio. That's not really a camera icon either. I'll just go with the crosshair for now. YouTube needs threads feature. Oh. We'll go with that. Should I just call it spout cameras? Then that could fit if I take the 2 out of there. Let me fit that in. Why does it look like the text is in incorrect position? It's like not in the middle. Is there some issue here? Text is set like that. That's the exact same thing. How odd. Spout cams. Okay, we call it Spout2 cams. That's what we shall call it. TikTok's not happening because no official API. Yeah, I've been also struggling with like TikTok. People have been requesting support for that, but the thing is like to be able to do anything, you would require like what 1,000 follows on the platform to even get the streaming support. And obviously, I can't implement anything without having actually the streaming capability personally. And I am not going to make a TikTok account just so I could somehow grind to 1,000 follows to maybe potentially implement the support for it. So no TikTok for Venian. Hello, Lunasara. How you doing, cutie? Happy times, Onyan. Hello, Onyan. Platform expansion plans for later this year. YouTube most likely first. Sidelined it in favor of hoping the app rework improving player experience first. Yeah. 𝐒𝐿 also doesn't really have official API yet that works well with chat. We do have 𝐒𝐿 integration in Venian, but it's kind of like unofficial API. So there is always the possibility that if they change their secret keys, then the integration breaks and then you're like hellbent trying to figure out how to fix it. So it's kind of like, I would not say it's good enough to make a game integration. But what would be a lovely way was if there was a way to, but yeah, it probably wouldn't work. Like join through like a WebSocket message, like regardless of what platform is being used. But then I guess people could abuse it. So lots of things to figure out there. Because then you could literally support every platform as long as you have a connection to it through something. Like let's say Venian supports a lot of platforms. We have a support for Fansly and Chaturbate and all of these platforms as well. So you could play marbles on those platforms. Now, I think first I'm gonna see if I can make 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐿 work with those platforms through like a WebSocket message. So I would just send a message like this player with this name wants to join, and then it adds the player name there. Pixel even address is not against supporting adults as either the other way. Really? Oh. Now, I don't know who would play marbles on those sites, to be honest. But on the other hand, you know, people play normal games there too sometimes. So who knows? YouTube is first. YouTube is definitely a good option. They have a solid yet very bad API, but definitely something you can get working. But their token limit makes it a little bit of a pain to make like a chatbot-based joining. You may have to work around that or beg YouTube to get the increased token count. We had like a full YouTube integration in Venian only to find out it only lasted 15 minutes. while it was fetching the chat messages every like 5 seconds or something. So we had to work around that. Anyway, we have a button now, chat. Let's link it to, where do we link these other buttons? We link them to UI Manager. So we link it to UI Manager then as well. And we need a button to show Spout2. So we're going to do that next. Let's go to the code and to the UI Manager, which I don't have here. So we need to click it. Clickety click. Who would be playing with balls on adult sites? I mean, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, actually, now that you mention it like that. People just might. Public game object, which is going to be a Spout2 camera window, like so. And then we need a function. Let's see, where's all these show functions? Here. So public void show Spout2 cameras. Oh. Oh, thank you for subscription, Battle. Welcome to the cookie hideout, Nyan. Although that happened 6 minutes ago. How did we... I need to add some kind of alert when that happens, I think. Can we react to the subs on Vinian already? Maybe we can, I don't know. Stream Elements definitely is like 6 minutes late. So I don't think Vinian would probably be able to react very quick either. Let me see. I don't have a thing here. What happens when people follow me on Twitch? Do we have any kind of alert happening for it? There is the blob greeting. There is raid subscription is for Twitch. Follow is here. Yeah, we do have a follow alert. Let's see, do we have any YouTube nodes? Command chat new member. No, we actually can't react to follows on Vinian at the moment. Yeah, I think the issue is the API reacts really slowly, so it has like 6 minutes. As we just proved, 6 minute delay, so we did not add a node for it. Oh well, it's fine. We'll just react to a chat messages then. That's what I figure with the toe tracking too, like not all for Twitch or like most people, but I'm sure someone on adult says would get a kick out of it. I mean, I will use it once I get the trackers, maybe at least on one stream for shit and giggles, and then maybe never again. But you know, just, proof of concept, kind of. Okay, now this will turn the window active and set it as / sibling and so on. Save. Proof of concept, most definitely. Now, we're also going to need to see, where's the key? Key C. Do we call the key C somewhere? Map key codes. Now, where do we detect the key codes? Because I want to prevent, here it is. So we want to prevent certain buttons operating if Spout2 camera window is active in hierarchy. So okay, so we want to prevent okay, we want to prevent the screenshot as well. Yes, save. Buying 10 butterfly trackers just to track those on a stream. No, I bought the full body tracking setup, so but I will not use it for full body tracking most likely because I have electromagnetic interference here. So me using any kind of IMU tracker for full body tracking is just not gonna work. But I'll be able to use those for toe tracking if I want to. So I can still use my, VR tracking and then just use them for those. But if you look at your toes, I don't know how many of you guys can wiggle all of your toes, but I can't. So I think I could probably track the big toe and then the rest. So I would just use 2 trackers per leg pretty much for those, I imagine. Good butterflies. I got the Sakura one. I'm hoping they're very pink. Oh gosh, now that I think about it, I should have contacted them if I could get a set earlier than the usual shipping date, just so we could make sure it works with Union. Probably they wouldn't. I mean, they might just want to send me a set if I ask them, considering I have paid already for it. But we'll see. I'll have to think about it. Anyway, let us assign this Spout2 panel to here, like so. Now it's hidden, and now we click save. And let's see what happens, chat. Yeah, because if I think how long it took to get the original slimes, I think it was 2 years or something. So if it takes that long to get these, it's gonna delay development a bit. Okay, that does nothing. Right, we didn't actually configure it to do anything, so we'll need to do that. Let's find the button again. Spout button is linked to UI Manager, but it actually needs to do something. So UI Manager and show, not props. Where is it again? Show Spout2 cameras, yes. I'm gonna save again and click play. Suddenly have totally new audiences. I don't know, if I look at the messages I got from 𝐒𝐿 during the previous ASMR stream, I think I'm already reaching that audience. I think I'm already reaching that kind of audience, Anyway, okay. The window opens, the window closes and opens again. We can delete things, close it, open it. Okay, chat, we're done with the feature. Let's go, Nyan. Spout2 camera system done. Mission accomplished. Only took an hour to finish it, but then again, I wasn't actively coding. Need to go there next time. I mean, I recommend you guys watch me on 𝐒𝐿 because I get more money from the viewership there, They actually pay something for the ASMR streams. Twitch doesn't pay me anything for ASMR streams because they don't play ads in ASMR category. So basically, it's worth nothing in that way. But 𝐒𝐿 does pay based on the view count and the streamed hours. Not a little amount either. Now, of course, they fund it with not so nice ways, I suppose, but I do need to sometimes make decisions based on the fact that I need the money. This needs to leverage better, but other than 𝐒𝐿 is, it's not ethical, to be honest. I don't agree with a lot what they do or what their CEO does or anything like that, but at the same time, I can't really afford to play holier than thou most of the time. So, if one platform pays and the other one doesn't, I have to make decisions based on that. But it is what it is. Twitch is not gonna change the way they pay. The Twitter problem. Oh, that I don't know. I don't really use Twitter anymore. Mostly I've only been posting to Blue Sky recently. It's Stuff World. Yeah, it is. It do be. Anyway, what do we do next? We needed some kind of nodes for date comparisons. Now, I was thinking that we will need a node that reads our current date time and one that is able to convert a datetime into a text parameter. Now, how do we store the text parameter? We could use a Linux timestamp, I think. What do you guys think? What would be the best way for us to write a timestamp on a text? There are multiple ways, like we could convert a C# datetime. It would have like a year, month, day, then some Z or something, and then the time or something, if you use the invariant culture. Or the alternative is we could use a Linux timestamp, which would be just the numbers. Which one would be better, guys? Of course, the readable format would allow you to edit it easily by hand. Then again, you could generate a Linux timestamp also using multitudes of websites, so that could also work. Partial to timestamp. I mean, with timestamp, we would not need to deal with potential culture differences in the date format, because we would just have a number and it would work. Hello, Cosmic Anomaly, how are you doing, cutie? Nyan. Hello, hello, nyan. Hello, nyan, hello, nyan. Just use ISO 8601. How does that look like? Is that the question is, does C# support that? Because C# has its own things, and then JavaScript has its own things, and it's usually a real pain in the ass to find a format that actually works decently well. The timestamp is something that always works. But yeah, how are you doing, Cosmic? Hello, hello, nyan. Hello, nyan. Let's see, what do we actually have right now in here when it comes to any kind of datetime thingies? We have a datetime to param function, which basically just exports a single component or a delta time. Okay, so this does in fact not fight with whatever we're gonna do. If you need conversions, just use timestamp. Yeah, I think the timestamp is probably gonna be the easiest thing here. Basically, all that we are gonna be needing right now is a way to get the current time, store it into a parameter, and then later on load that parameter into the datetime object and compare it with current datetime. So what this will allow us is that every time you guys send a message in chat, we can compare the current time to when you sent the last message. If it's been more than 5 minutes but less than an hour or something, then we can give you loyalty points. If it's been more than an hour, we reset the timer. If it's been like less than 5 minutes, we do nothing. If it's more than 5 minutes, then we calculate how many 5 minutes there is, and then we give you the points based on that. That's a simple way of making a loyalty system, where we do not obviously be able to count lurkers, because these systems do not export the user list, so we don't see which one of you sadly are actually like lurking about. So the loyalty point system would always require a message in chat. But it's still better than not having any kind of channel point system available. Just making my own private Arc repository. Oh, wow. Okay, so we'll need to start with a node. I think we'll start with a node that gets the current time into a date time, which means we are going to need to create a new data type for Vinian. It's been too long since I've done that, so I don't exactly remember how we did that. I'm going to need to look into this. So we do have a values socket. What do we have in a values socket? Where is the potential value specified? Value connection, I think, is the thingy. No. Value socket input, value socket output. Is it in these ones? Connection? Where do we specify the possible thingies it can have? is the output, which has the value socket type. Where is the type? Isn't it the value socket then? It's here. Okay. It's connection type. Go. And here we have these. So there is now a dictionary. So what we need to add here is a date time. Save. So now we will have a new type available for our value socket system in VNian. These are the red sockets that you can connect and they pass a value. So this basically created the datetime type for us. Yes. And when we get the data out of that, we will treat it as a datetime. Oh, hello, Amethyst. How are you doing? Is there a new version of VNian coming? Yes. 1.6.8 is something we're working on now. We just finished the Spout2 camera system. And now we're adding some, or starting to work on some datetime nodes that we can add basically to, do things with the time in the application. So you'll be able to save a timestamp, compare it to the current time, and do things based on that. I have plans on using that to create a loyalty point system for YouTube personally. But yeah, new VNian is coming. I don't know yet when. I'll probably add these, and then I'll have to see if I promised some other features that would make into this version. But there's already quite a lot of improvements. We have, especially for 𝐒𝐿, we have improvements. I'll likely implement the 𝐒𝐿 channel point system because we are now able to detect those. So we'll likely get a node for 𝐒𝐿 channel points, potentially some other stuff there too. But we'll see. But yeah, so there's fixes there. There is also like an automatic reconnection to 𝐒𝐿 because that breaks. So every hour it reconnects your connection to make sure everything works. Then the Spout2 camera system is the main feature. It's got a lot of bug fixes, improvements that may solve some of the memory issues when running VNian in Linux. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But yeah, lots of things coming. Lots of interesting things coming for sure. Now, where is the node folder? Here. So we're gonna use something as a base. What do we use as a base? Something. I can use some conversion node as a base, I think. Let's see, text to something, text to decimal node. Let's use that as a base. So we're gonna duplicate that. We're gonna call it, what do we call it? Datetime now. Datetime now node. And then we're gonna duplicate it. It was text to decimal node. Why can't this just text to decimal? There are times when I'm not very happy with Unity's editor, to be honest. Where is the text to decimal node? A, B, C, D. Can't find it here. Text to decimal tos. Perkele. Okay. Duplicate. Oh my god, Unity, please stop. Is this the duplicate? Yes. So that's gonna be called datetime now node. Then we click. And then we'll see what's in here. So this one is gonna be changed into datetime now node. We are not gonna have any inputs in this node. Instead, we are going to have a date time output, and we only register that. So date time output, no inputs, no need to save anything, no need to load anything, and then no need to get any values. We will only set a value. So date time output set value is gonna be date time now. like so, and then we include system. There we go. That was quick code for it, and then we just designed a node. So what this basically does, it will export a datetime object out of this node. Then we need a node that changes this datetime into text, which will allow us then to store the text. Now, I think we will be using a timestamp. Actually, what can we? How do we get it? So let's see, datetime now. To sort to something, to universal time, to local time. I'm gonna have to consult a search engine. Give me a second. C# datetime to Linux timestamp. Or Unix timestamp, yes. Datetime offset. Oh, datetime offset has it. Current time datetime UTC now. Okay, we can just get it with that one then. So we would basically use UTC now instead. Why? Oh no. So with that we could get the timestamp. Unix time seconds. Is there milliseconds? Because we probably want to get it on a Unix time milliseconds. Okay. Yeah, I think we want milliseconds in this one because it's potential that. Is it potential? You might want to use milliseconds. Oh, hello, Svolkat. Havonyan. It's like 5 minutes late when this thingy reacts to any subscriptions on YouTube. Is there going to be a difference between the built-in Spout2 comms and pre-existing props? I don't know how you've done your props. But the camera system, I mean, with props you could probably, if you do the prop yourself, you probably have better control over the layers you want to use. We currently split it into 3 only. So difficult to say. Depends really on how you did your Spout camera. But the plan is, of course, that later on we do also add support for the image effects. Right now we have post-processing. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But we do have post-processing in them right now. You have the capability of setting custom resolution, custom focal length. You can link it to the main camera if you want to. You can set a static position for it in the world position. And you can then select to render avatar and drawables, or you can select to render world, or you can select to render custom object, or all of them, or any combination of them. Later on, we'll probably add more functionality, or maybe a way to bind it to a bone, or maybe who knows what we're gonna end up doing. Most likely, something I want to add soonish is a way to get the image effects, because those are not supported by the Spout cameras at the moment. Yeah, Lunasera probably did something potentially, but in a way they mainly work the same way what you could accomplish with the props, but not everybody wants to create props. And this system will allow you to easily add more, so you don't have to create a prop for every single Spout output. You can just add as many as you want on the fly. So it makes it way more accessible for our average user. Anyway, where was the datetime now node here? Okay, so we're gonna change this around a little bit. So this text is gonna say date time now. Help button is going to point to date time now node. Then this will not have any input fields. No inputs at all, in fact. And it will have only an output, which is going to be date time. Text is going to say value, and that's going to be date time. Then we move this. Where does it not? What? Wait a second. Where is my? How do I? Ah, there we go. Like, what the fuck? But I haven't actually used this version of Unity on this new PC yet, so all the buttons are kind of weird. Okay, something like that. Then we make it slightly smaller, like so. Okay. And then we need to assign the correct script here as well. This one. Then we assign the body here. Hello, Aral. How are you doing, Nyan? Hello, Nyan. What's your videos to learn more about 3D? Oh, thank you. Welcome, welcome. We are working on Vinian at the moment. And I'm bringing these Friday tech streams actually on YouTube now, so my channel will remain slightly active at least. It's been dead for the past couple of years now, so trying to revive it slightly. Okay, so we assigned that, and then we need to assign the output, and we have some text fields still here. So I think I forgot something in here that needs to be removed. Yes, that one. Save. Yeah, then I took the text streams out of YouTube, like, has it been half a year already or something? Sometime last year, last autumn, I think, when Twitch did like changes to their, how they calculate the view counts. And it hit my channel really hard because these co-working streams, basically like this, people are not actively looking at the stream. So it stops counting those lurkers as viewers. And it, like, I lost like more than 10% of my views from those streams, somewhere between like 30 and 20%. So to me, it made my mental state obviously think like, okay, am I doing bad now? Have I hit the like ceiling? Can I not be a streamer anymore? Well, at the same time, I was getting record numbers doing ASMR. So it's like, fuck that shit. So then I just changed it into an ASMR stream. But then I realized I don't really get a lot of stuff done on Vinian anymore. So I was like, I need to work on it on stream. And what would be a better way to do it than bring it to YouTube? Because here the VOD will be saved for all eternity or until I remove it. While on Twitch it would be removed. I have no more highlight space to even save them there. So yeah, numbers are never great for mental health. That is a very bad thing. Like even after you hit the partner, you start to sometimes wonder, like, have you reached your maximum potential? And I hate that. I absolutely hate having to feel like that. So that's why it's here rather than on that platform. Because here I don't have to care. Yeah, I don't know, but we don't have music here, I hope. At least the music shouldn't be playing for you guys. So I think it should be okay. I hear Altered Beast voice. Rise from your grave. Oh no. Don't hear music. Yeah, I think only I hear the music, yes. Yeah, if we were on Twitch, we would have music. But YouTube doesn't support music playback that is only happening on stream but not being saved. Hello, Jalen Perez. Hello, Nyan. Hello, Nyan. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Nyan. Okay, we got this date time now node done. That exports a date time. But we do also need a node that converts this to a text. I like no music streams, easier to process. Yeah, I mean, understandable. I like listening to music personally when I'm doing anything because it helps me chill out. But I can understand that if you're trying to listen to someone doing something, then it might be more difficult. Understandable, understandable. Okay. Do we add the... Maybe we should add the next node at the same time. We should probably add it as we are doing the stuff. So let me see, how does this look like? This has a lot of values. You can probably use any of these conversion nodes as a base. Preferably one with text, but decimal to number, decimal to text. We'll just use the decimal to text as a base, I would say. So I'm going to duplicate both of these. And then Unity does its stuff again, and then we got the nodes here. So what we're gonna call this is datetime to text node. And then I find the other one. It's not this one. It's decimal to vector tree node, decimal to text node here. So datetime to text node, like so. If there's any lyrics, it works akin a speech jammer for the brain. Understandable, yes. Understandable. Besides the Spout2 camera, is there any other upcoming features you're excited for? Well, I've already kind of forgotten what we added. Let me quickly take a look what I have scribbled down in our releases. Yes, mainly we have optimizations right now for the threads in Vinian. Mainly OSC receivers, which were polling a little bit too quickly, which may have been the reason that we had a small memory leak in Linux, when basically that polling crashes the garbage collector. So that's one big improvement there. Then obviously we are going to have these datetime nodes. We have improvements to the 𝐒𝐿 integration. I'm still planning on looking into potentially adding the channel point system for 𝐒𝐿 before the release. Oh, hello to, how are you doing, Judy? Hello, 2.0, hello, Nyan, Fox, Nyan. Hope you're well, Nyan. I think we've had some bug fixes too that I've forgotten to write down. I will have to go through the whole commit list, obviously for the feature updates, but there's been some improvements to Linux compatibility at least. But yeah, the Spout2 camera system is definitely the most visible and most important feature for the average user, I would say. Okay, let's look into this decimal to text, but this is now the datetime to text, so we're gonna rename this. So datetime to text. We are going to remove these things. Then we move these up a little bit, like so. Make the node slightly smaller, like so. I go past the git log messages to change logs. I mean, it works in many cases, yes. Sometimes you do features. I mean, you do commits that you don't want to show up to the people, obviously. Okay, so we take a date time. No, wait, this is text still. This one is gonna say date time. And then the decimal input is gonna have datetime format, and the value is going out as a string. Yes. Now we need to make the code for this component. So let's go do that. Next, datetime to text node, that one. It works as long as I don't swear too much in commit messages. Yeah, I suppose. Okay, datetime to text. We're gonna have the datetime input, text output. Yes. And we will not have any input fields here. Now we do need to specify the input this time. Oh, that's wrong actually. Like so, then we do the same for this. This doesn't, okay, fine. There we go. Then nothing to serialize or deserialize. Then we go to the update values sockets. Now, this seems to be one of the legacy nodes that I'm seeing here, which means this is gonna get yeeted, and instead we are gonna use a try get input socket value, and it's going to give us a date time, and then we are gonna get the value like so. What values does it take? It's just the out. So it takes only the callback. And then we put here if. If this is okay, then we set the value. Now we need to actually find the thing that I did in the other node, which was this one. So we're gonna yoink that code out of here, and we bring it here. So now we have the Unix timestamp. And basically this is going to convert it into Unix timestamp, right? One that contains cat is unreachable. Yeah, you can't eat me at the moment, I think. You can shake onion, but we need to implement this system chat before we can have the loyalty point system here. Sadly, we still need to implement the loyalty point system before we can have redeem. So we'll be working on that. Definitely. Okay. So this is recommending me to do it like that, but I don't want to do it like that. Instead, what I'm going to do is gonna put Unix time to string. Okay, there we go. So now that gives us the Unix timestamp. UTC now, because that's how it's supposed to be, I think. Yes. I think, yeah. Cat found shield against eating another platform. Oh no, Nyan. Oh no, Nyan. Don't worry, chat, we'll add it. You can always still type the exclamation mark cat. That at least works at the moment, Nyan. Give me a second, I need to add some lip balm. There we go. So, code is ready. But no, Nyan. What the Nyan? No cat pick. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, Seribot doesn't work on here, I think. Okay, now let's go finish this node. So trackable body goes there. Then we need the datetime. No, this is wrong. Where is the correct code? That one's the correct one. Okay, so we got the body there. Then why do we only have the output and not the input? What then? Wait. What have I? No, this is wrong node. It's wrong node. Okay, let me just type it here. Date time to text. Okay, there we go. Now it's the right one. Okay, then date time input is gonna be that, and decimal is that one. I mean, text is that one. Okay, and then the help file needs to point to date time to text node. Also, I see a typo there. Okay. So now we have a conversion node So by combining this to the datetime now and then set text parameter, we can store the current timestamp into a parameter value, right? Then we need a way to convert text into datetime so we can later on fetch that value back. And then we need a node that gives us the time difference between two datetime objects. There is the date diff in C#. So I guess we will just take two datetimes in, and then there's output for various decimals that we can potentially get out of it, like a difference in minutes, difference in seconds, difference in something else, and so on. Only FuzzyBot is multi-platform. Oh no. Oh no, no. Should we make a new node that converts? We should probably do the conversion node next. This is actually going to be quite many new nodes once we're done with this. Okay, let's do that then. So this datetime now node. Okay. I think I need to duplicate this one at a time. So let's duplicate the script first. So that's going to be called text to datetime node. Then we find the datetime to text nodes thingy. There, datetime now node, duplicate it and call it text to datetime node. Enter. And for this node, we just flip the values around. That's wrong. That's wrong component. Ah, fuck, I did the wrong one. Oh no, I closed Unity. Ah, Peko, give me a second, chat. I'm clearly too tired. Peko, is it time for me to start ordering a burger? I think it is. Oof. Yeah, okay. Why enter safe mode? Ignore. We don't need no safe mode. Let's just start the Unity. Nyan. Oh no, nyan. Okay, it looks like chat I duplicated wrong node to use as a base, so I need to get that out. Imagine point and laugh cat picture. Yeah, we don't have my emotes here, sadly, chat. It is what it is, nyan. Okay, ouch. Okay, so let me find it again. Text to datetime node and text to datetime node. Okay, these are both incorrect, so delete. Yes. And then we have to try it again. Could I just copy this actually in the Explorer level? Because Unity's thingy is so pain in the ass. I can do it here. I can. Okay, I'll do it like this because copying files to different names in Unity is a total nightmare. So datetime to text node and datetime to text node prefab. Copy, paste, and then rename them to text to datetime node. Same for this one. Text to datetime node. And let Unity process. I should have done this ages ago. This is much quicker to do that stuff. And there we have the node and the node. Yes, perfect. So now we change this to text to datetime. And then help button also pointing to a different file. Text to datetime node. Then these inputs will be flipped. So this one's gonna be datetime. And this one's gonna be text. And then we flip these to string, and then this one to date time. And then we do fix the code. Yes, always copy in terminal, easy. Yeah, I mean, that would be, I guess, okay as well. If you do terminal, I don't really. Well, in Windows, you don't really, unless you really have to. Okay, now we change this around. So text input, datetime output. Like so. Then it doesn't offer me anything here. Text callback is not defined. Yes. Then we do the same for this one. And then we need to go here. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna get a string from the text callback, like so. Now, how do we convert? How do we convert a Unix timestamp to date time? I need to Google again. C# Unix timestamp to date time. How? Date time, new date time add seconds. But what if it's milliseconds? No, there is static datetime offset from Unix milliseconds. Can we just do that? How do I get it to datetime then? UTC datetime, no, that's not it. Does this, it does work. Okay, so Unity is running new enough C# version that it actually would be able to do that. But how do we convert datetime offset? Do we just add it? Do we just plus them? Do we just plus it? Or we can just get it out of it, can we? We can just get it from it. Yeah. Okay. So it's that easy. So now we just need to, we have a string, so we just put here long try parse value out var L, and then question mark L, otherwise 0. And then we get the date time, and I think we're done. Oh, hello, Gerald. How are you doing? Is there any method to get away with running a Spout2 camera system across multi-GPU instance? Sadly, no. The whole point about Spout2 as a technology is that it shares the texture like inside the graphics card. That's how it saves the resources, because it makes the texture available between applications that operate in the same GPU. If you need to send it from one GPU to another, then you cannot really use Spout2. You will need to use like NDI or screen capture or something. So it kind of loses the benefit of just making the texture readable in other applications. In before, it's the datetime from timestamp. I don't know if there is one, but with this we can read the correct millisecond. Now I know there have been some talks about some Spout versions building some kind of like workaround for this, that if it's in a different GPU, then it transmits it through some means similar to NDI. But I don't think it's available in the usual implementation of Spout. It's most definitely not available in 𝐒𝐋𝐋𝐿 that we use in Venian, at least not the version we use. We don't have the most like recent version. Mainly because I had to fix patch in one feature in the 𝐒𝐋𝐿, and at that point we removed the auto updates from it. May need to do it at some point. Okay, so this should work. Does this generate more trash than if we have it here? Maybe it does. Let's put it like so. Okay, we'll do it like this. Maybe it will generate less garbage when it's put like this without the assignment there. Not sure. Mysterious is the way of Unity. So we have the code for converting timestamp back and forth to text and back. Basically what we are missing is the way to compare timestamps, but I think we'll do that next time, or I'll do it off stream, because I feel like getting a burger. Datetime to text, text to datetime. This is wrong code, so we'll yoink that away, and text to date. Wait, what? Why does it not find it? Text to datetime node. Weird. Why did it not find it? Oh well, not a big deal. This is the input. This is the output. Let me double check that it's correct. It's the correct one, yes. And our nodes are set correctly. There is datetime and string. Yes. Save. Burger, I'll join you on that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will have to wrap up because I have a Final Fantasy raid in 1.5 hours, so I need to get a burger and consume it. Are you converting back to UTC datetime? Yes, yes, yes. So we're using UTC on both of these cases. Wait, actually, now that you mention it, let me think about it. The timestamp we have is saved in UTC. But is our datetime, when we get the datetime now, is that in UTC? We should only use UTC when it comes to the dates in Venian, at least these ones, I think. Because otherwise we can get wrong stuff. So let's find datetime now. Oh yes, actually it uses now. Let's put here UTC now. Okay, so this gives us a UTC time. And then we have the datetime to text, which why does it, this is wrong actually. Yes. We need to put the value here. Okay, so now the time is in UTC. Okay, Ognan, thank you for pointing that out. I would have missed that completely, even if it was not exactly that, but yes. So our datetime returns a UTC time. This converts the time we get into text, and then the text reads back a UTC time. So all times will be in UTC. So next we do a comparison that eats two datetime objects, and then you will be able to export the minute difference, second difference, maybe even millisecond difference from those timestamps. But that's something we do either next time or I do off stream. And then I still need to add these nodes to our node list. They're not there yet, so need to do that. But yeah, we did a lot of good work today, chat. We managed to finish the Spout2 system and got some work done on this, which means I think once I'm done with this datetime system and potentially adding the channel points to 𝐒𝐿, then Vinian 1.6.8 release is actually ready. Hello, XJab, multi-streaming moment. Oh, hello. Hello, Nyan. Yeah, I'm not multi-streaming at the moment. Not multi-streaming at the moment, Nyan. Yeah, these tech streams will only be on YouTube on Fridays, but I need foods, chat. So, right, there's no raids on YouTube, right? No raids on YouTube, as far as I know. So we shall just wrap it up then, Nyan. Not multi-streaming moment, yes. Anyway, cuties, you can raid. I don't know how it works, nor do I have anyone I would like to raid on this platform, so we shall not do that. Anyway, cuties, catch you on Twitch next week, or tomorrow actually. If you are on Twitch, we will have a community games day tomorrow on Twitch. Otherwise, tech stream next week here on YouTube again. So take care, cuties. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye, Nyan. I can't launch to space. No, I can't. Can I? Do I have a launch to space redeem? Maybe I do. Somewhere. Where? Do I have one? I don't know, chat. Channel points. I don't know. Do I have a launch to space redeem somewhere? This is a whole fucking mess. Here. Okay, chat. See you next time. Bye bye, cuties. No music. Bye 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 bye.